Hey guys, welcome to the second tier list on this channel. And today it's about the weapon selection of Druid, which is my main. I made him in solos for hundreds of hours, and I think I'm at a point where I can, actually make stuff about him. So yeah, let's start. We have two tier lists, by the way. I'm gonna make this first one for PvP in solos, and the second one for bossing in solos. I'm always saying solos because I'm not that experienced in teams, but yeah, as I said, 99% of my playtime is on him solos. So let's start. First of all, spellbook for casting, obviously. This is definitely going into S tier. I don't think Crystal Ball beats it, unless you play with the Rondel dagger. The ceremonial step is not better because of the animation. The magic step as well is just not better. So definitely spellbook is pretty much always my go-to what I take for healing because it's nice for damage and it's nice for quick healing. The animations just are so much better. Then Crystal Ball, I'm just gonna go through the casting stuff. Crystal Ball A tier. It's only good if you run the Rondel dagger because you can pull it out really quickly. But the reason why I just don't pick it because you need to, you know, pair it with a dagger, and it just makes you like really slow. So that's why I just don't prefer it over the spellbook because you're just slower. Um, here magic staff. Magic staff, is definitely going in D tier. This is the worst thing you can pick because it has bad animations and it slows you and it doesn't even buff your healing. It's just good for damage, I guess, but you're not really going for that too much. So it's pretty much easily the worst. Ceremonial Staff is going into behind Crystal Ball A tier. It's really nice because you can reset faster with it, but the animations and the fact that it doesn't buff damage is just really ass. But it definitely doesn't beat Crystal Ball, but it's definitely a solid choice for resetting purely. Blank Mace, easily D tier. This is the worst thing you can pick as a weapon. 100%. The reason why I don't like it is because one of the animations, one of the strikes, you basically hit like this, and then one through like sideways, I think. And basically the sideways swing completely goes through your face. You can't see anything through doing this thing. No other weapon has this. No other weapon blocks your vision this much as the flanked mace, and it just ruins the entire weapon for me because you can't see anything through one of the hits. Not even. This would never be anything. This is not even. This is not a choice. Don't play this. Please don't play it. Yeah. Rondel Dagger, for sure going into it's going into A tier. Because you don't really use it for fighting, you only use it for the crystal ball advantage. You just don't in general want to fight anything in general with your weapons, with your melee weapons. So yeah, this is just going there because of the crystal ball combination, so that you can swap faster. And you also get an armor pen bonus. So yeah, it's just nice to have defense while casting. That's the only thing. Spear, definitely going into S tier. The spear, the only reason the spear is going to S tier because it's the only weapon you can safely damage someone without having to, go into a one-on-one fight. If someone's camping a doorway, you can pull out your spear and do a quick stab just to get him out of the doorway, for example. Other than that, other than the doorway thing, it's pretty ass. If we wouldn't regard the doorway thing, then it's like B tier. The reason why that is because can I switch, please? Alright. The reason why spear in general is just not better, I wouldn't pick it at least, is simply because people just run into you when you pull out the spear, and you like when they're inside of you, you do 30% less damage. If you don't hit right with the tip of the spear, you do 30% less damage. The reason why it's so good on ranges is because they have backstep and can get to that sweet spot very easily, even if the people start running to them. But we don't have access to that, so that's why it would usually be B tier. The reason why it's S tier is because it's the only weapon, as I said, that can poke out people out of doorways without engaging. And yeah, I've done it many times. It's just nice. As I said, poke damage, it's just nice. And it can also block, which sometimes can be useful against like a barbarian or something. Can sometimes save your life. Morningstar, it's, in my opinion, the best weapon you can pick. The reason why that is because Morningstar has consistent damage, which is basically the dagger. The dagger has consistent, easy damage, which is the problem with the spear here. The spear doesn't have consistent damage. If you run into, if someone runs into you, you hit them very slowly, and you also don't do a lot of damage. It's just really ass. With the Morningstar, people can run into you, and you still do very consistent, nice, high damage. The reason why it's over this is because it just deals more damage. It's easy to hit headshots with, and it's just easy to hit headshots with it as well. It also has armor penetration, making it very easy, and it can be matched with a lantern, so that you can also buff yourself up a bit more. And that's why it's more than Rondel, because Rondel has difficulties hitting the head, and it doesn't deal that crazy damage in general. So the Morningstar, in my opinion, is the best pick. You can say whatever you want. I think the Morningstar is the best pick. With a lantern, obviously, not with a crystal ball. Warhammer, actually kind of a fan, but I have to put it in B tier. It's less consistent than the Morningstar. I like the combination that the combos are like really long, but as I said, it's really easy to hit headshots with it. But it's just the range is not that crazy, and it doesn't feel consistent. It doesn't feel that consistent. I don't know. I just don't think it's that crazy. Club, easily C tier. Club is like nice for consistent damage, but it just doesn't fit this class at all. Like, it doesn't fit anything at all in this class. The reason why it's C tier simply is because it's so easy to use. It's just an infinite combo. There's not much to say. It's only here because it has an infinite combo. That's what stopping it from being T tier. And the Warhammer is only up there because from the statistics itself, it's not that bad. It's just like a lot more inconsistent. It's just not very consistent, in my opinion. Because of the different combinations, it can sometimes be a bit hard to hit, because you have to basically hit 2 hits from above, like a little stick. You have to hit them from above, and I think it's actually like it has a much smaller hitbox than the Morningstar, because the Morningstar has like this big fat thing to easily hit. The Morningstar, the Warhammer doesn't really have it that thick, so yeah, not that crazy in my opinion. Warhammer, and the Castellan dagger is going into C tier as well. It's like it can be used, but there's no reason to, honestly. It's just not what this class wants, kind of like a club. It's just not what this class wants. And yeah, I just don't see a reason to pick this. As I said, D tier is just when you pick these things, you basically just specifically choose a worse version of something else. But C tier is just like worst base. It's just the worst stuff you can pick, But D tier is basically unplayable pretty much. And then we have the quarterstaff. Again, I'm gonna put this into D tier, the quarterstaff. In this scenario, I would actually say that the quarterstaff is just a worse version of the Warhammer at this point, because the Warhammer also has like these goofy side-to-side combos, but it's not really easy to hit headshots with it that much. But the quarterstaff goes even more out of it, because you can you're like a lot slower, and the combos go in. It's just not what this class wants, pretty much. It's just not what this class wants. These things here is just not what this class wants. This is not what you want as a class. The Warhammer is a bit slapped on, but at the same time, it's not crazy. It's just a nice budget pick. Ceremonial Staff, nice for resetting. It's just bad at anything else. Like the animations, it's just you're not really fast, you don't cast fast, and you don't really get damage boosts. This is pretty nice because you can quickly have a little defense while casting. But you can't use it really for damaging or anything, because, I mean, a lot of people can just outrange you with their melee weapons or stuff. But it's a decent pick, it's just not the best. The Morningstar, definitely I would say, is the best for PvP. Just nice, consistent headshot damage. Really nice. Spear's only there because of the doorway thing. And you can poke into doorway, otherwise it would be above Warhammer, honestly. Because people just like to run into you when you pull out a spear, and then it's just ass. Like, you can have 50 strength and plus all additional damage, and people run into you and you do like 40 damage, honestly. It's just hilariously inconsistent weapon. And then obviously the spellbook, because it's, in my opinion, the best thing to pick for the heals in solos. Next up, now we're gonna do the boss tier list. This is what's best for bossing. There's not gonna be a lot of changes here, but definitely some. As I said, I'm gonna put it right away. The flank mace is just unplayable in my opinion. Quarterstaff, same thing, don't play it because the Warhammer, again, goes into B tier here. It's just the nicer version, pretty much in my opinion. It's just my opinion, but it's just, I think it is just a nicer version. The club, going right behind, because it has the infinite combo, so higher damage output over time. The Rondel, this depends what you are fighting. If you're fighting a Wyvern, could be good. So I will put it in pretty much the best thing you can choose. Crystal Ball going right after, because this combination is just nice, because you can just quickly reset. And the Spellbook is also going up here, because it just doesn't beat this combination, but it's just nice for resetting in general. The Spear is going into A tier, because, you know, it's just nice, for example, when the Ghost King is in his puddles, you can just poke out. You can just poke him out. So it's really nice for something like Ghost King, but obviously if you fight something like Frost Wyvern, it's just ass. But that's why I would put it in A tier. Just because you can, you know, poke. This is the same thing with the PvP. It just has this one little niche thing about it, but other than that, it's just not that crazy, you know. Yeah, Morningstar, I would say it's just going A tier behind the Spear. It's just nice, but it just doesn't really. It's just not better in Frost Wyvern than like a dagger, and it's just not in the Ghost King. It's just not better than like a spear. So that's why I just wouldn't put it above it. Okay, the Castellan dagger has shit range, shit damage. This is just definitely going into C tier. Don't play it, please. This is ass. Again, you just nerf yourself if you pick this. It's just ass. And this is going here because it's nice for resetting fast. But it's just nice for resetting fast. But the thing is, the pulling off of that reset can be hard. Because if you fight like a Frost Wyvern and he just jumps, sometimes you're just dead with this thing in your hand. So that's why the spellbook is like a lot better. And yeah, I think for bossing, this is definitely the best combination for something like a Frost Wyvern or a Cyclops. For Troll or Ghost King, this is definitely the best choice to pick. But this combination basically has the most benefits because you have access to quick healing at all times, and you do really good DPS over time. But yeah, this is just my quick little video about the weapon choices, because I still see a lot of people just play one thing for the entirety of their Druid career, and I think, yeah, the main picks is just Rondel with Crystal Ball, Morningstar with, you know, a Spellbook, or, you know, a Spear with Spellbook. And yeah, as said, for your general fighting in solos, Morningstar and Spellbook is my go-to. And for bossing, it's pretty much just Rondel plus Crystal Ball, except if I'm doing Ghost King or Troll, then I'm playing with Spear and Spellbook. And yeah, that's basically it. Thanks for watching.